when I left that Zoom meeting, I felt really inspired, really motivated, and just feeling really positive. So I hope that, that kind of did come across as well. Like Mark's been through some unbelievable challenges throughout his life, and he's been able to overcome struggles and achieve amazing things, personally and also with his like fitness journey as well. So I'm hoping that it gave everyone a little bit of motivation, bit of positivity. Um, so yeah, hope everyone enjoyed it. I had so many good responses in people's check-ins this week as well about how much they loved Mike. So I'm glad you're really enjoying him. But what I am going to say is that if there's anyone who wants a kind of area to specialize on, I know that they're struggling with, because I'm always constantly looking for people every month to come on our Zooms with us and to educate us in whatever way we can in different areas on our fat loss journey, because obviously we want these barriers and these struggles. We want to have strategies, and we want to be educated on certain things so that we don't face them, and we can overcome these barriers as we progress through our journey. So coming from Mike's meeting last week and his presentation and his speech, I kind of came across like Mike has got a solid routine. Um, and I don't know about anyone else. Like, I think most of us have got a good solid routine with things that we're doing when it comes to our fat loss journey. But I thought it would be good to follow up from Mike and to kind of put in place like how to establish a good routine, because I genuinely feel if it's so important when on a fat loss journey that if we can establish a really, really good routine, I think everything else follows on from there, and makes the journey a hell of a lot easier as well. So thank you, Celia. Thank you, Emma, for joining. I know everyone's busy at this time of night putting kids to bed and things. But I really do appreciate that, you're both here and you're listening to me. So obviously, I do really think that establishing a strong balance routine is one of the most important aspects of a successful fat loss journey. And obviously, a good routine isn't about doing everything perfectly, but it's also about creating consistency with healthy habits that work for us long term. Because we all know that we're not just in this for a quick fix. We know that this is a lifestyle change, and we know that it's on a fat loss journey. If we want sustainable results, it does take time, and we have to be patient. And obviously, all you guys are implementing amazing new habits and healthy habits that are going to benefit you, not just to once you've reached your goal, but for the rest of your lives, I'm hoping. So obviously, whether you're new to this journey, because obviously I've had some people on this journey with me for a while now. I've got people who've just joined the academy, some people that are only like 10, 11 weeks in, nearly finishing the 12-week stretch with me. It doesn't matter where you are on your journey. You've been working on your fat loss goals for a while. Today's session will cover the key steps to help you set up a routine that's like realistic, effective, and sustainable. They're the three things that I want everyone's routines to be. They need to be realistic, and they've got to be effective, or else we're not going to get the results. And most importantly, we've got to enjoy them, and they've got to be sustainable. I'm going to say this now, my dog is in with me. So if you're hearing any funny noises, it's my dog. He can't leave me alone. I swear to God, when it comes to these Zooms, he's like, I'm following my mummy. I'm going to follow Kayla. I'm just going to make funny noises whilst I'm on these bloody Zooms. Um, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at how to create a balanced plan that includes nutrition, exercise, rest, and the mindset needed for long-term success. So before we get started, and I know there's only Emma and Celia here, but is there anything that you can share with me in the chat? Like, what part of building a routine do you find the most challenging? Like, is it planning meals? Is it sticking to workouts, time, or is it something else? So if you just pop that in the chat, the main thing that you find that you are struggling with when it comes to establishing a good routine. Like with me, I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. Mine at the moment, I was just about to say that, Celia, time. That is the one thing I really, really do struggle with is time with everything that's going on. Everyone's got crazy lives, haven't we? Like with, if you've got kids, like job, trying to get to the gym, like it is really hard. Time is probably the one thing that I do not have enough of. Dog wants to go out now. Be a sec. Out. Guarantee he'll be scratching on the door to come bloody back in. Um, yeah, so definitely time is the one thing that I really, really do struggle with. And for some people it might be prepping, it might be just getting a workout in. But like I say, everyone will find something when it comes to establishing a routine, something that they do struggle with. So thank you for sharing those. So why is having a routine important for fat loss? Now, let's start with the basics. A routine helps make fat loss habits like second nature. That's what we want. The having the perfect routine will make all those healthy habits just become autopilot, become second nature. It reduces decision fatigue, it keeps us consistent, and it supports our goals through steady, sustainable progress. So when we have a solid routine, we're less likely to skip those workouts, we're less likely going to overeat because we'll have planned and prepped all our meals, and that will obviously, by having all those in place, it will won't feel as stressed. So obviously we know how much stress can have an impact on us on our fat loss journey as well, which can trigger certain feelings such as emotional eating, and binge eating and things like that. Um, so I want you to build building a routine also makes your fat loss journey feel more manageable. And this is what I've always pride myself on when it comes to um you guys and making sure that you get the best results possible. And I want to make sure that this plan and everything that you're implementing, all these healthy habits, are manageable, because if they're not manageable, it's not sustainable and you're not going to stick to it. Obviously, that results in you quitting, getting back into that diet cycle of dieting, not dieting. And that's something that we do want to break out of. And that's something, that I do pride myself on that. Um, we want to make sure this is sustainable and we get the results that we truly, truly deserve. So I want you to kind of think of your routine as a framework that keeps you moving in the right direction. And as I say throughout all my Zooms and every check-in that people say to me, is it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to be consistent and it needs to adapt around your lifestyle. You can't don't get me wrong, I love Mike, love him to pieces, and his morning routine sounds amazing. Getting up, going to the gym with his friend, going for a coffee, jumping in the bloody sea, getting a night. That sounds bloody amazing, but would that fit around my life? Hell no. Not that I wouldn't want to do it, but his routine, which obviously works around his, and he's able to manage that. I wouldn't be able to do that. So obviously, making sure that when you are following a routine, don't be comparing yourself to someone else's, because their lifestyle and everything is different. So you need to be making sure that you choose a routine that is, like I say, you are able to adapt around your lifestyle and you are going to be consistent with it. Consistency is 100% the key in making sure that you are successful on a fat loss journey, especially when it comes to establishing a good routine. So, what are the key components um, what are the key components when establishing a good, successful fat loss routine? And here are some tips that I feel will help incorporate, which you can incorporate into your day-to-day life, which will really help with your routine. So the first thing that we need to focus on is nutrition. So let's talk about that, because the main thing, really. Obviously, what we are consuming, and as long as we are consuming, less than what our body burns, we are in a calorie deficit, which means we are going to be losing weight. So we need to make sure that our nutrition is absolutely bang on, and on point. So it is like the foundation of fat loss. There's no ways about it. And having a structured approach to eating is key to helping us stay on track. So building nutrition into our routine, this is what we can do. We can meal prep and we plan. And I know I constantly bang on about we need to be meal prepping, we need to be planning, but yada yada yada. And I'm sure some people think, oh, shut up, Kayla, like, and I know it's hard and I know sometimes it can become very overwhelming, but there are things that we can do to that makes this a lot easier. Dedicate a day each week. Like I always do mine on Sunday. I do on a Sunday, then I redo it on a Wednesday. I always make sure that I plan and prep my meals. So I think I put a picture on my stories on Instagram just to show how rough like I plan my meals. We go through, we have go through the recipe books that are on my app. We go through some of my recipes. I look on Instagram and I look for foods that I think that I would like to have that week. And we literally plan them and then we get all the ingredients for them. And that's what we do every single Friday, Saturday night, ready to prep on Sunday. So make sure you dedicate a day each week in order to do this. This prevents impulsive eating. It helps you make better choices when you're busy. Um, Next thing is make sure that you've got a balanced plate, like really focus on your protein, your healthy fats, your carbs, and you get plenty of vegetables on your plate. Like that is going to help keep you fuller for longer. So making sure that you have a routine where making sure that your plate's always balanced is really, really good. Especially when it comes to like the meal prepping side of things, make it easy. Like it's so easy to fall into the trap of having to make meal prep that's got a million and one ingredients and it looks fancy and it looks aesthetic. Like I'm making a reel tomorrow and it's a slow cooker. It's a slow cooker meal prep. Like literally bang it in, leave it for a few hours. All your meals will be prepped for the week. Now, that's really handy if you're someone who just literally wants to throw everything in, forget about it, come back at the end of the day and when you've been at work and just dish it out. And obviously I do the 15-minute ones, which are like one pan done, 15 minutes prepped. So you've just got to find what works best for you. Which obviously that will help build a better routine when it comes to your nutrition. Stay hydrated. Like I know I go on about this a lot, but make sure that you really focus on your water intake and drink it throughout the day. It helps reduce hunger and it will improve your energy levels and get rid of all that water retention as well, especially if you're suffering with bloating. And finally, with nutrition, like allow flexibility, like give yourself permission to enjoy treats in moderation. Like I will openly put my hands up and say, last night I had a piece of Eva's birthday chocolate cake. It was a flake one. It was bloody delicious. And I had it with a protein pudding and some fruit. Now, is it the most nutrient dense food? No, it's not. But I was bloody craving cake. And I can tell you now, I had a slight, a thin slice of cake with a protein pudding and a lot of fruit. And I tell you now, I was absolutely stuffed after it. There was no way I was going to be picking at that cake anymore. So really do like allow yourself flexibility to enjoy treats if you're going out for social events, if you're fancying a takeaway, but just have them in moderation and just be mindful about what it is you choose. And especially pair it with something that's high protein that's going to keep you satiated so you're not picking and binging on things. This will, by doing this, you're incorporating foods you love, it prevents feeling deprived, it helps that feeling of being restricted, and it just makes your journey a hell of a lot more enjoyable. Um, I'd speak to so many clients in the gym who are trying to achieve a certain physique. And when I ask them what like the diet looks like, chicken, broccoli, and rice, I'm like, that to me is bloody torture. I'm trying to build muscle. I'm trying to get a certain fitness goal. And I tell you now, I am not eating chicken, broccoli, and rice. And I certainly don't eat it when in the summer I'll be dropping fat. So there's no need to restrict yourself or deprive yourself in order to lose weight. Definitely not. So always, I mean, does anyone else, what's your kind of like meal prep system? If if you want to share in the chat, if you want to speak out, let me know. But do anyone have a system like I do? Do you do it on a Saturday, prep, plan on a Saturday, prep on a Sunday? Do you prep for like the entire week so then it's done? What systems have you guys like kind of got in place? Oh, I don't know where Celia's gone. Celia's gone. Emma, what do you do, lover?
Wait, 1 minute, I don't think I'm speaking. Uh,
Oh, you are on
Sorry, I don't think I was speaking. I couldn't figure it out. I was just going to say, I think it's only me and you. It depends what my shifts are at work, but I try and do a day like if I got the weekend off, I'll do the Sunday and meal prep.
yeah,
Probably spend like the Friday or Saturday like yourself doing the plan for the week, and getting any bits of shopping. And then the days where I'm working, I try and have something that's already prepped, or
yeah,
it's just a quick something in the oven or something like that I've already prepared, or something like a 15-minute meal, like you said. There's
yeah.
bagel pizzas and stuff like that. Best thing if you've knackered and you just want something quick.
Yeah, that's the same. Like I always find that it's always good to have something on the go. Like you said, like in your job as well, Emma, like you have to have things that are quite simple, don't take a lot of time, easy to have on the go as well, because you're very, very busy in your line of work as well. Um, but it is and I do go on about it a hell of a lot, but it's just finding what works for you. Like what your routine will be completely different to someone else's routine. And like the next thing, like establishing a good routine is exercise. Like, for fat loss, like a routine that includes both strength training and cardio is like generally the most effective, which obviously is what you're doing, Emma, and most
Yeah.
of the other people in the academy are. But like I said, the key element to all of this is just being consistent and not the intensity of it. So, like, make sure that you are scheduling your workouts and you treat workouts like appointments. Block off time in your calendar, and it's like a non-negotiable part of your day. Like, make sure that you do stick to it. Obviously, if things get in the way, children are ill, you have to pick them up from school, and sometimes that does happen. But the workout side of things are always the first ones that people slack off and kind of like put to the side and don't commit to it as well as they should. So I always make sure that I schedule them. Like I look at my day when I'm not with a client or when I'm not doing something, when can I realistically go to the gym? And I go, even if I'm not feeling like the most motivated and I want to go, I still get there. And especially if you're new to exercise, like just start with like a 20-30 minute and just build up as you start to feel stronger. Like don't feel like you have to do the full hours and go 5 times a week. Obviously, consistency is more important than intensity at first. Like you want to be building that habit. So if you go in, wanting to do 5 workouts a week and absolutely hammering it, it is going to um put you off. And obviously take that enjoyment away from it as well. And I always find like mix it up, like combine different types of exercise. Like you, Emma, you really do mix it up when it comes to your exercise, which is something that's really, really good. Like at the moment, mine is just literally cardio strength training, but I've been doing a couple of classes and that is just nice just to change it up a little bit and keep things more enjoyable. And like I say, just find activities that you enjoy. Like if you don't like strength training, don't bother to do it. Like find something that you genuinely, genuinely love. Um, and the next kind of thing we need to do which is a very important component of a good, healthy routine, is sleep. Um, which I feel like very hypocritical saying this, like you need your sleep because I ain't bloody getting any. Like honestly, Lucas is just he's killing us at the moment. I'm not gonna lie, like we are bloody struggling. Um, but obviously sleep is so important. Rest and recovery are just as important at workouts. And I do say this to you all that the
Yeah.
it's just as important as going to exercising and fat loss. it's not just about like burning calories, it's also about letting your body recover so you can stay energized and obviously prevent that burnout, which a lot of us do experience now and again.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
how can we build rest into our routine? You prioritize sleep, you aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Oh, to have quality sleep would be absolutely bloody fantastic for me right now. Because obviously good sleep improves recovery, it reduces cravings, it supports mental focus, it's good for building muscle as well. So like there's so many things that does sleep does you know, does benefit us in many,
Yeah.
many ways. Rest days like or I always aim to have like 1 to 2 rest days per week to let my muscles recover. You can have active recovery, so like going doing a bit of like stretching, like yoga, or going for a gentle walk is also great on these days. And to manage stress, like build like stress management activities into your routine, like deep breathing, journaling, meditation. This is something that me and Dave really do, or really do kind of promote to everyone. Bit of meditation, bit of journaling really does set you, regulates your mood and makes it easy to stick to your goals as well. Um,
Yeah, I find the journaling's really good. It helps
I
kind of
love
keep me
it.
grounded as well. Like sometimes your week can go past you by without realizing that it's gone. You just get to the end of the day and like, I need to check in tomorrow. I feel like I checked in a couple of days ago, and you
Yeah.
realize the stuff that you might have forgotten to do or you've not got round to it. So I think journaling about even just a little bit every day, it's kind of helped me keep up and so right, okay, well I've not done that well on this bit, but I can do that tomorrow, and it's kind of kept me grounded a little bit.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I feel like it really does set the tone off for the rest of the day, and it does put you in a positive mindset. And I think when you start off the day positive, I think the positivity follows through. And I think the day always ends up being a bit of a better day. Like if you start off the day negative, and then I always find when you start off the day negative in a really crappy mood, bad things happen. Like you'll end up late for something, or you'll end up stuck in a traffic jam, stubbing your toe. Like things happen, and
Yeah.
they'll say, "Oh, it always happens in threes." And I think it's always because when you start the day off wrong, and I really do think it keeps you grounded, and it makes you appreciate things a lot more as well. Like that's why I always have in my check-ins like what you're grateful for, because I think sometimes we lose sight of it, especially when we've had a bad week especially during we've gained a pound or you've just had a bit of a week off track. I think it makes you realize that yeah, it's not been a perfect week, but let's think of all the positive things that you've got in your life right now that and that's why I always think that um it's always good to kind of finish a check-in, especially when it's been a tough one, with some kind of positivity and some gratitude as well. So obviously to build a positive mindset, like Mike is absolutely like, you know, expert at this, but obviously set small, achievable goals. Like we all have that big goal, don't we? We don't all have that weight that we want to reach or a certain size of clothing or how we want to look. We all have that goal. But it's so important to like break down that goal into weekly or monthly goals. So if you have, say, 3 stone, 4 stone that you wanted to lose, like break it down into half stones. Like this is going to be my first half stone, then the next, then the next. Like by doing that, just it makes it a lot more easier and it'll make you more motivated and help you to stay consistent as well. So like another thing, like another one example is like drinking more water, getting in a certain number of workouts. Like, if you are able to make those kind of things into smaller, achievable goals, it will help you stay motivated, and keep you like pushing on. Um, all the time, like celebrate non-scale victories, focus on other successes like feeling stronger, having more energy, stick to your routine. Like scale is just one measure of the progress, and I think sometimes we do lose sight of the non-scale victories when we feel like the scale's not going in the right direction. Um, always say this, like practice self-compassion, like really do be kind to yourself. If you miss a workout or you have an off day, like that's fine. Like things happen. Sometimes, things take priority. Um, family. Like we've had a couple of people this week who've had bereavements in the academy, which is just so sad. And, you've got to be kind to yourself, especially in times like that. And just remember that it's about consistency and it's showing up even on the weeks where you've messed up. It's still picking yourself up, going for another week, and just being consistent over time and not striving for perfection. And obviously, the biggest one is like surround yourself with support. Like you've got amazing family and friends who are all helping you on this. And the community is the one thing that I really want us to build. And I want us to be all like a family and we're all there to big each other up, support each other, and like help each other through the struggles. And I think engaging with others on a similar journey, like it's so good to like share encouragement and just keep that extra accountability as well. So now that we've like talked about each part of a good fat loss routine, like all the components that we need to make it, like let's kind of like put it all together to create like the perfect routine. So this is what I want you to do going forward. So obviously, if you've watched this after the Zoom, like this is what you're going to do. You're going to break it down into nutrition, exercise, rest, and mindset. There's going to be four different aspects of your routine. Next to each component, you are going to decide when you're going to do that. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. So, if you've said nutrition, you're going to meal prep on Sundays, going to drink a glass of water before each meal, and you're going to aim for a balanced plate. Like that is what you're going to do to establish a good routine. And if something that you are able to do and you can achieve it, make your goals like easily achievable. Like if it's not Sundays, if you have to prep on a Wednesday, like change to Wednesday, everyone can drink a glass of water before each meal and everyone can aim for a balanced plate. When it comes to your exercise, like block off 30-minute strength workouts in your week. Look at your calendar. Can you commit to what days? Don't even say on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because something might happen on a Wednesday. You might not be able to make it, but try and give yourself a number of days that you can realistically, even if one of the days something happens, you can still make it up somewhere else. Um, one of the other routines you could try and set yourself is for rest, like try to aim to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Scheduling rest days, try and get to bed at 9 o'clock. Like me and my husband, our routine is to try and get to bed for 9:30. And then obviously we can get up early to go to the gym and things like that. But our routine is making sure that we're there at 9:30. So obviously make sure that you put something in place that allows you to get decent amount of sleep. And then for your mindset, you can set a weekly goal, celebrate a non-scale victory every single bloody week, and check in with myself and with the group for support. We still get people now and again missing check-ins for whatever reason, something might have come up, which is absolutely fine. But make it part of your routine. Every single week, you're going to check in with me. Every single week, you're going to check in with the group. You're going to share your non-scale victories. Um, and obviously, you're going to share anything else that will help you on your journey. But all I encourage each and every one of you to do is just create a simple version of your own routine. Make it as simple as possible, adapt it to your lifestyle, and make it bloody achievable. Like I say, write down 1 to 2 smalls for each area that I've mentioned and that you can realistically stick to. And remember, the goal is to build a routine that fits your life. So, not to do everything at bloody once and not to try and think, oh, well, such a body's doing that, so I need to do that. Like, you focus on you. Um, and like I say, if you're able, if you put that in place and you are consistent with it, that will become second nature and it will make this progress a hell of a lot easier as well. Um, so just to finish off, remember that a good fat loss routine is built on consistency. Consistency has been like the key word in this Zoom this week. It's all about balance and self-compassion. It doesn't have to be complicated or perfect for that matter. It's just something that you can stick to each week. Focus on showing up for yourself each day, even if it's not perfect. And I know it can be so hard to pick ourselves up after we've had a bad day or a bad week. But remember the group, I'm here and the academy's here to support you. So reach out if you ever need encouragement or ideas or anything like that. And apart from that, just thank you, Emma. And Celia's just messaged me. She's just had to deal with a family emergency. But obviously, thank you for taking the time to, come to the call to, speak about, how you meal prep and things like that, about your journaling and obviously and just give yourself a pat on the back for the progress that you're making. Like you are doing incredible, like everyone in the academy is doing incredible. And it's hard, like it's it, you know, people make it look easy, but it so isn't. Like it is a hard um journey to be on. There will be ups and downs, but as long as we are consistent and we're showing up and reaching out to people when we need to, like there's no doubt in my mind that you will be successful. And like with you, Emma, like you have implemented like so many healthy habits and you have established a really good routine that works for you, and that is why you have got the results that you have achieved. And obviously we're not at your where you want to be at yet, but each week you are establishing and making sure that the routine fits around your lifestyle and you are just consistent week in, week out. And you should be really proud of that as well. So whilst, and I mean, I know it's only you, Emma, but have you got any questions or anything that you're struggling with, or anything that you're struggling with at the moment when it comes to like your routine and certain components that you might feel are lacking at the moment?
I'm doing like the exercise bit and trying to block off times and try and
Yeah.
I look at every week and I think, right, what days am I working? What days am I working from home? Because obviously I can do a little bit more working from home.
Mm.
Um, I can fit a quick 15-minute exercise in my lunch break, for example. I can't do that in the office.
Yeah.
Um, so I've been looking at that. Been doing the journaling to help with the mindset. Um, the rest is again something I need to figure out is the rest of sleeping aspect. I'm terrible
Oh,
when it comes to sleeping. I've tried doing the like more meditation before bed. That definitely helps me in falling asleep.
yeah.
But staying asleep is my problem. Um, either have too much or too little. There's no in between. So I think that's definitely an area I need to work on.
Yeah.
And then again, nutrition, just making sure I try and stick to plan. Whilst I've not been well,
Yeah. So
I
what
wanted
I would
everything,
say
and
with
it's
you, Emma, is
difficult.
try and look at your sleep routine at the moment. So your bedtime routine. See what it is and see what if there's anything that you can start implementing that just might make you like sleep, basically.
Yeah,
I've been, me and my husband I've taken has taken magnesium before. I know that you can get like sleeping like gummies. Like we take some gummies that help with sleep as well. Um, they can be really good. And try and think, are you on your phone a lot before bedtime? They always say like about an hour before to try and not be on any kind of like device or things like that. So all I would do is like look at your bedtime routine and think, right, realistically, is there something more I could be doing or something that I need to kind of reduce in order to do that? And just try and implement something that's going to make it more of a better routine maybe. But it's just but then again, even with the sleep, like still try and make it achievable and adapt it around your lifestyle and things like that. And just see what if trying something just makes you have a better night's sleep as well.
yeah, definitely think that's the biggest target. I think is the sleep. So if I can get that under control, I'll probably feel a bit more awake, and it'll help with other stuff along the way. Then,
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, I'm all for you on that one because my sleep at the moment is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Um, to the point where like my clients today were like, "You're tired." Like I'm
yeah,
shattered, absolutely shattered. So I'm hoping he will bloody grow out of it. Um, but apart from that, Emma, let me know if you need anything regarding sleep or anything that I've used. Because believe you and me, my husband is the biggest thing. Like he's tried so many things when it comes to sleep. And so he knows what bloody works best for him when it comes to sleeping. Like he's had sleep sprays, you name it. He has tried them all. So if you are struggling, let me know. Put it in the group, and I am 100% certain Dave will share all his lotions and potions that he's bloody used. Because he's, like I say, he really struggles with his sleep, and he does use a lot of it. So if you
Yeah,
are struggling, just like reach out to the group, and he'll share all his lotions and potions with you.
yeah. No worries. When I was out at the weekend, the social event I had, but I'd had obviously a few gins, and best sleep I'd ever had. I didn't wake up once. I'm like,
Maybe you need to start establishing a bit of gin into your
I thought I
routine.
can't be having a bit like, bottle of gin a night or something. So something
Maybe
that
that's
was in.
maybe that's what I need to maybe give Lucas, maybe knock him out a bit, give him the whiskey and his milk or something. But no, it's typical, isn't it? Especially on social events and stuff. And then when you're having like a bit of alcohol, it helps you sleep. It's typical that, isn't it? But no, I would definitely just try trialing certain things and just seeing what works for you, and just try and build on it from there.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, Kayla. Thank you.
Okie dokie, my love. Thank you so much. You have got a lot of brownie points for turning up and being the only one here. So thank you so very much. And like I say, if there is anything you need in the meantime, please don't hesitate to, reach out to me or the group.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Thanks, Kayla.
Thank you, my love. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.